Hi, my name is Logan, and I'm going to show you how to teach your OD tools using your tool eye on a smart controller. So the first thing we have to do to bring our tool eye down to teach our tool is we have to hit the home function and X positive to bring that machine into position to allow our tool eye to come down and make sure there's no obstructions with the tool eye. Okay, and now we're going to move on to our controller. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to locate our tool data. It is not on this screen for me right now. These are your page buttons. It will give you different options. I'm going to page left, and now I've located my tool data. I'm going to press that button, and now I'm looking for tool measure. I see tool measure. I hit tool measure. Now I'm going to hit MSR unit on, and that's going to bring the tool eye arm down. We're going to manually rotate our turret and our tool to our tool eye location to teach the tool. Once we get in with a couple inches of that tool eye, we're going to go to a lower speed. 1000 is our fastest speed on this dial. 100, 10, and 1. We're going to go to 100 once we're at 2 inches away from that tool eye. I'm going to select my correct axis. In this case, I'm going to start off with Z. I'm going to pan over until it's in front of that tool eye. And then I'm going to go to my X. And I'm going to go negative to bring it closer to that tool eye, watching it very carefully. And get it within 2 inches of that tool eye, roughly. Now we're going to go to our 100 speed and jog our tool to the center of that tool eye X positive location. Do not hit into the tool eye. Make sure there is a gap still there. So in this case, we're going to be teaching tool number 5. If there's already, we're going to be looking at this X position because right now we're teaching the X. If there's already a number there, we will just want to watch this number change. Once it's changed, we know our tool has been taught. But here's how we'll go ahead and teach it. We're going to get tool eye measure. Now with our tool eye measure highlighted, we're going to go X positive, the opposite direction of the tool eye, to make sure that our machine isn't moving rapidly very fast. You want it to make sure it's in this one function here, which it will be if tool eye measure is highlighted. So now I did that and I didn't see it move very quick. I'm going to go X negative until I hear an audible beep, and I'm also looking at the number on my screen to change up at the top, that X tool set number. You might not always hear a beep. Some machines the beep does not work or it's not loud. So keep an eye on that number and peek back at your tool eye to make sure that you're not going too far. So now hitting X negative with my tool eye highlighted. I'm going to press it until I see a number pop up in my X tool set on tool number 5. I heard a beep. I seen the number pop up. I let go. We're going to go back into our 100, select our X axis, and go positive while watching our tool retract away from the tool eye. So if we're spinning and it looks like it's going into the tool eye, we're going the wrong direction, and we want to stop and go the other direction. The 100 does not move super fast, so just watch it closely. Now we'll jog to the Z positive location because we've taught our tool in X. Now we need to tell the machine where it's located at in Z. So I'm going to jog at 1000, get within 2 inches of that tool eye, and I'm going to turn it to 100, getting as close as we can without touching the tool eye. It's the outer edge of your cutting edge on that insert. It's going to be at the Z positive location. We're going to highlight tool eye measure. Now we're going to watch that Z tool set number either appear or change if there was already one in there previously. We're going to hit our Z positive to make sure our machine's not moving rapidly, which it's not. And then we hit our Z negative button until we see our screen number change or an audible beep. So the same thing here, it's going to pop up a number or the number will change. I'm watching my tool approach my tool eye very slowly, and I'm just going to wait while holding my Z negative button. So I heard it, and I see it change. Now I go Z positive, then I'm gonna go 100, make sure I'm in my Z axis, and spin positive, watching the tool leave the tool eye's location. Very slowly. Once you get far enough away, you can now hit home and go home in X, making sure there's no obstructions with that tool eye. And then we'll come back up here, ensuring both of them have changed and are filled in. We now will hit MSR unit off, and our tool eye will be retracted back up. So something you want to be aware of with certain tools, and specifically left-handed tools, you want to make sure that the tool clears the base of the tool eye. So on the bottom side, the underbelly, sometimes these tools will hit there, so you can't use the tool eye to teach that tool. Something you want to be aware of is that tools can hit the base of the tool eye before the insert hits the tool eye where you want it. Okay, so when teaching an ID tool, the only difference with this ID tool would be you need to hit the X negative to teach it its X location. So the corner of the insert is right on here. We want to wheel it over, making sure that we do not run into the side of the tool eye. We want to hit the tool eye going up motion right on that point. So come here, get as close as you can without touching the tool eye. Hit tool set measure, and then teach. And with this boring bar, you would do the same thing on the Z positive as well. And then that tool is taught, making sure that there's no obstructions and that the tool is hanging out far enough to where you're not going to hit your tool eye. And that is how you teach your OD tools with the tool eye on a smart controller.